Farm for Profit Podcast. Take a listen, have a blast. Farm for Profit Podcast. Learn about farming while having a laugh. Farm for Profit Podcast.
All right, time for a What's Working in Ag segment. One of our favorites, and I love when we get to do them in person.
Yes.
Because typically a shorter segment, people zoom in or they use our Riverside platform. So excited to introduce John Freeman from ADS to our audience. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. This is very exciting, and a little bit about my background. I'm the National Sales Manager for ADS. I worked at ADS since 2006, so I've seen a lot of changes. I worked both on the commercial and the agriculture side, and what I really love is just the relational aspect of what I do. And at a show like this, you get to see a lot of your customers. So you get to shake hands, you get to tell stories, you get updates on families. It's just really, really fun.
Yeah, we've learned very quickly that this is a tight-knit group.
Yes.
Like, even though there are competitors all underneath the same roof, there's a lot of respect, there's a lot of mutual acquaintances, and there's a lot of loyalty.
Yeah, there's a lot of loyalty. There's mostly respect, I'd say. No, I'm joking. But yeah, it's almost like a family. It's a farm family atmosphere is what it is.
Yeah.
So National Sales Manager, we're in Indianapolis. Where do you base yourself out of?
Yeah, so I live in Southeast Michigan, born and raised in Michigan. Seeing the Buckeyes win the national championship was a little bit hard for me, but I'm glad that Michigan woke them up when they beat them this year so that they could win.
Sure. You know, it's been fascinating to see because there are a lot of Ohio State faculty here. There's a lot of alumni.
Yeah.
And you can be proud for them. And then I love we're Iowa State University fans, and I think I saw Barstool ISU put out the fact that, you know, Michigan beat Ohio State, but Washington beat Michigan, and Iowa State beat Washington. So technically Iowa State's your national champion.
There we go.
Yeah, and that's the fun of sports and our teams we're passionate about and the teams we follow.
That's one thing I remembered when we learned about ADS is the team that you guys have.
Yeah.
Like there's everything from research to sales to service. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so you know, my direct role, we got about 20 sales reps out there, 2 regional sales managers. Our primary area is 14 states in the Midwest. And so that's kind of my day-to-day is what I'm focused on. From there, though, we have a commercial team. It's 400 reps and engineers in the field. Then ADS is committed to advancing not only agriculture water, but any kind of storm water. You know, we actually say our reason is water. So anything related to storm water, ADS wants to deal with that. It's really, really cool. And then new things at ADS, we just built a research and development facility. So an engineering facility for product development in the furthering of our products and the furthering of the industry in Hilliard, Ohio. So that's some of the exciting things that are going on for us.
I never even knew there would have been a commercial side, but that sounds like it's the biggest part of ADS.
It is. It is. And so, you know, agriculture, ADS's agriculture sales are still, we're still the largest in the industry. And then you take that commercial side, we're competing against concrete pipe. And we're trying to change the industry. We're trying to have a life, you know, a service life of a product that lasts longer than concrete. And that's where I started. And so, you know, day to day, what we're trying to do is just create great, capture, treat, store, and then convey that pipe. You know, that's what we try to do in the commercial world.
That's what I always figured was commercial was concrete. So you guys aren't doing concrete.
No, we're not. And so our N12 products that we sell in the agricultural industry, that's used in the commercial world. That's used in the DOT world also. And then we have some polypropylene made products that look the same. They're in that industry also.
Is that the difference between the color of pipe behind me here? Black and white, and what's the difference?
Yeah, so that pipe I'll go to in a minute what the difference is, but in the commercial world, if you see a gray pipe, that's our polypropylene pipe versus the black traditional N12. So in the dual wall products, the larger 12-inch through 60 products, that's kind of what that looks like. Over on that trailer, you have black pipe, you have white pipe. Your question is, what's the difference? One's black, one's white. So at a high level, that's the difference. So those pipes will meet the same specifications.
Okay.
But there is some preference, especially in hot weather, depending on how fast your plow is running. That black pipe will heat up more in the sunlight. That white pipe won't. White pipe also, when you're digging in the ground, that white pipe is easier to see. So some people like that as a preference also.
We've got Eric Reed over your shoulder, and not directly over your shoulder, but
would've been creepy.
definitely in camera frame.
Yeah.
But he was telling us about a cool lift station project that you did in northern Alabama, and people had never seen it before, just
Yeah.
never been in that area.
He said
So-
there's black marks from people stopping because they're like, what is that?
That's it was actually funny to hear that, and he did a great job talking about that yesterday. But so lift stations, no one can see this, but on our display over there, you have a lift station, and so what the lift station, think about what the name of that is, lift station. So everyone, when they're doing a drainage project, would like to outlet their pipe into a ditch or have a way to do that. Well, what if you don't? You have to get water over a hill, or you have to get water somewhere else, and because you can't let it to a ditch, you can literally put a structure in the ground, take that water up to a higher elevation, and discharge it. And so that's the purpose of that, is to create an outlet when you don't have an outlet.
And so problem with that is a lot of times you're in like a rural area, maybe you don't have access to power or some of the things.
Yeah.
Is there things to help mitigate that?
Yeah, and so power is obviously the easiest choice, but if you don't have power, there are some generator options. That's not the greatest, and then you have some solar options. And then that market's still developing, that solar market, and some of the innovation and things, those are things that we're looking at as a company, is how to innovate and take the industry to another level.
But has that lift station concept, has that allowed you to get drainage to places that never have even thought of it before?
Yeah, it has. And so over the years, a farmer will say, I can never tile that project because there's not an outlet. Mm-hmm. And then a lift station will open that door to get rid of the water. And so you see that in the upper Midwest, in the Dakotas and upper Minnesota, you'll see a lot more lift stations than other places. And then when you go in the south, where Eric's at, everything's flat. And so how do you move water when it's flat? That gives you the ability to do that. So it opens those doors.
Here it's just kind of a nice, relaxing water feature.
Yeah.
It's like a water fountain. You got that the ambient noise, whatever it is, just sitting back there behind us. So we'd appreciate that, being booth neighbors.
I need that in my bedroom. It'd be like just kind of.
I feel like it'd make me have to pee a lot.
And,
That's probably true.
Maybe it's another thing we can sell you guys then.
There you go. You need a little mini version
Yeah.
of the ADS. That's a good customer gift you could give
working
out.
sample, yeah, absolutely.
A little desktop.
Or maybe you
water
could have a little
fountain.
goldfish in there.
Look, we got all these great ideas.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, what would you like to send out? The talking point to our listeners, mostly farmers, farm owners, and decision makers there when they're thinking about tiling projects. Why ADS?
Yeah, and I think, what I'd want everybody to know is we as a company, we care. Our reason's water. And so we want to be part of that. We want to help you have a successful project. We want that pipe to last for generations. We want them to be able to pass it down to their kids. But also, with tile, we can increase the yield on that farm, and it's the most bang for the buck for anybody. And so what I want them to know is tiling is very, very important to the future of the farm. Partnering with a company that can be there for you along the way and help you with that project, or help the contractor with that project, is really important. And so that's the exciting part about ADS, is we do those things, and we've done those things for a long time.
That's good. So if they want to find you guys, what's the best way for them to look you up?
So we got a website, adspipe.com. We got 20 sales reps out there, and then we're involved in social media also.
That's great. Well, I appreciate you popping over here, spending some time with us at NACADE, and we look forward to talking to more of your team members here soon.
Yeah, thank you, and it's a great opportunity, and I appreciate your guys' time and having me on the show.
Yep.